Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So here goes. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is it's hard to hear, but so needed to heal. So it seems like we're on the same journey of healing. Yes, good, nice, lovely. Let's hold on, you guys. I gotta drink some of my tea because you see, I was sitting here minding my own business, right? As I do every day. Sitting here minding my own business, and right as I was about to go live, Marlene starts a conversation with me that I will not repeat. Let's just get started. All right. Ma'am, if you could please stop talking to me now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're going to be talking this whole live stream, aren't you? I'm just, anywho, how are you guys doing? I assume you guys are doing well. Let me go ahead and pull cards. Okay. Here goes, guys. Here goes. She's super frantic. I don't know what I don't know what she wants me to do. You guys, sometimes in certain situations, there's not much that you can do, right? Especially if the situation doesn't involve you. There are certain things that are probably going on for so many of you. And whatever those things are, you got to make sure that you're really making sure that you have your best interest at heart, right? Be careful about involving yourself in things that really don't involve you and don't need to involve you. I think too often we try and be like the Good Samaritan. We try and help and, oops, this came out. We try and help and we try and be, I guess, as supportive and as empowering as we think we should be, only for that to kind of like backfire on you. I don't know if you guys have had that happen before where, you kind of try and be the voice of reason for some type of situation and help someone out, only for you to end up being the one that gets the poop end of that stick. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I don't know that it's necessary, right? I mean, sometimes it is, but most times it's not, if we're really going to be honest with ourselves. Okay, so let's look. Okay. So it's seeming like you were pushed out of something, right? You were pushed out of something. And the moment you were pushed out, whoever pushed you out experienced instability. Whatever this instability is about, it has to do with an upside down dedication to something. It's almost like, it's almost like this sense that maybe whoever pushed you out, is this like a friendship? Is this something romantic? I'm not sure. But whoever pushed you out has become so dedicated to being stubborn that, it's further causing the lack of grounding. It is amplifying that destabilization, and it's almost like their entire foundation is crumbling, right? They don't know what direction they're headed. They don't know which way is home. I'm assuming because you probably served as like a second home for them, like you and your energy and your presence. Um, the feel is like you were basically like a sanctuary for them, and they messed that up. So I'm almost wondering, is this like a failed friendship? Mhm. 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 You guys have to be very, very careful with whatever this is, because whatever this is, someone is straight up trying to resurrect it, right? Um, I don't know. Someone is trying to come back from the graveyard, trying to resurrect, maybe trying to like correct whatever happened, that I think someone regrets what they did. Um, dare I say it? Dare I say it? Um, I think I don't care if they regret what they did, right? Um, if you're like me, then you have a sense of loyalty that is just incomprehensible. Like it's hard for the average person to understand the depth of your loyalty, where in order for you to walk away, they had to have taken it to a place where they can never be resurrected from. For me personally, I don't let many people in. Like I'm friendly with most people, right? With most. You probably have to have some type of demonic issue, like serious demonic issue, for me to be like, nah, I'm good. But with most, I'm super friendly and super helpful just because that's who I am. And it takes a lot for me to give someone the opportunity to enter and exist within my inner sanctum. So if you're going to get booted from that, you know what I'm saying? Like, too bad, right? Um, I feel like this message in particular pertains to friendship. Someone who had presented themselves as a friend, um, they had gone out of their way to earn your trust, and now, after whatever happened, and they got booted out because they tried to make a power play, right? They tried to make a power play. They tried to kind of shoehorn themselves into a space where they really had no business being there. They really had zero business being there, and conducting themselves in the way that they did, communicating with you the things they communicated, that they had no place, no right, no footing. And it's almost like they were trying to justify their behavior by manipulating a situation and presenting that situation in a false light. Does that make sense? So like, okay, I'm thinking of one particular situation, one situation in particular. Anyone who's had um anyone who's had the opportunity to really develop a genuine friendship with me, that's the only type of friendships I develop. Excuse me. But anyone who's had the opportunity to develop a friendship with me, not just an acquaintanceship, Where we know each other, right? But you've developed a genuine friendship with me. You know what kind of friendship I offer. Like literally nothing is ever held over your head. There's never any strings attached. I will go out of my way because that's how I love people. And there was one situation where someone's like, "Oh, you're just taking advantage of me, bitch. Are you serious right now?" Without getting into the specifics, are you fucking serious right now? I'm not blinking. Let That's me closing my eyes so eye fluids can rinse my eyeballs so that maybe I can see this straight. Because I'm seeing you crooked ass right now talking to me in a crooked ass way. What the hell are you talking about? Right? So that's the kind of situation that I'm feeling here. This situation where um it's almost like whoever this individual is for you, maybe it's a friend, maybe it is romantic for some of you. Whoever this person is for you, excuse me, it's definitely someone who also functioned as a very close friend, like a very close friend. They knew things about you that maybe other people didn't know. That they maybe they had access to you in ways that other people didn't have. And I think what might have happened is that they were realizing that you were becoming aware of, and I'm about to be gruff right now. So, earmuffs if you don't want to hear gruffness this early in the morning. But like I said, earmuffs if you don't want to hear me being gruff. It's almost this sense of this person was aware that you are at the cusp of realizing how fucking useless they are in your life. That was harsh. I'm saying. You see, there's some people that we keep in our lives who are just absolutely useless to us. You can't count on them to be honest with you, to speak truth to you. You can't count on them to be genuine with you. You constantly feel like you have to prove how loyal you are, how much you love them. You constantly question what your place is, what kind of title you hold in their life. For someone like me, that's a fucking useless person. You're not growing me in any way that's peaceful. You're not adding to my peace. You're detracting from it. You're taking away. You are debiting from my peace. That's fucking useless to me. I don't need people in my life that I can use. Like, I'm good off that. I'll do shit on my own. I will earn on my own. I will work on my own. I will do everything, create on my own. But if you're going to be taken away from my peace, that's just some fucking useless drama. You don't have to add to my peace, but to take away from it. That's what I think about that, right? In the horse world, that would make me have airplane ears. And I'm saying, so that's what this is feeling like. Someone who thought you were disposable, someone who thought they had it like that with you, where they could just, bitch, go drink your wine. I'm never letting that shit go. I'm telling you right now. Michaela, is this what I think it is? Mm, I don't give a shit who misses me. I don't care how they feel. I've entered this beautiful space in my life where I am fully aware and fully acknowledging the gravity of the friendship I offer. Every friendship that I willingly choose to enter into, I always ensure that I give more than I could ever possibly expect to receive, because that's how I love. So when I walk away, that's your fucking loss, not mine. And maybe that's a protective measure, right? Maybe that's something that some of us do in order to protect ourselves because we are so sensitive to the sense of abandonment and loss. But maybe also we need to say within the same breath, fucking shame on you for causing me to feel like I have to continue to protect myself when you claim to love me. Because I'm not like that with the friends I have right now. I'm not like that with them. I'm not afraid of how you'll screw me over or when you will screw me over, or it's only a matter of time before you screw me over. None of that ever crosses my mind. And when parasitic things try and insinuate, like, bitch, shut up. I know that's not even true. Right? Are you going to return back to that cycle? Because the one person that what you wanted to want you, even as a platonic friend, now this is your opportunity to like really what rub it in their face that you were actually a good, like, who cares? That's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. If they couldn't fully appreciate you the first time, accept that for what it is. Do not give them a second opportunity to finish you off when they failed finishing you off the first time they tried. I'm just good. It takes a lot for me to walk away from someone, even an acquaintance. My husband knows this about me. I have a tendency to just desperately seek the goodness in people. I think a lot of empaths do this, especially Pisceans. Oh my gosh. And it's this thing of like, if you have to so desperately seek that out, maybe there's not much goodness that's there. I'm at a point where the people who are a part of my life, I don't have to seek anything. You just see goodness oozing out of them. There's nothing bad to say, you know? It's just such a place of peace. And I think what's going on right now is someone is seeing how peaceful your life is. And they're kind of just like, I really fucked up. You did. You did. I wish you would have fucked up in a different way because the way you chose to fuck up, that's not something you can recover from. Yes, I'm cold-hearted. You should have known better than to seek that side of me, thinking you could go to war with that and survive. Let me tell you something. I'm the type of Cap Moon who will take the dagger you used to stab me in the chest. I will rip that out of my chest and use it to cut your mask off your face. May our blood commingle so that you know this is forever. Oh, I'm really that type. I won't go out of my way to harm you. As a matter of fact, I won't even think about you. Oh, hey, you remember so and so? No, who's that? Oh, and I'm serious. I never knew you. Because if you could spend whatever length of time they've spent with you and think that they could do this to you, you didn't know them. That was a character they were playing. You didn't know them. I'm choosing to accept people as they are at this point. And if you are a fake ass motherfucker, that's what you are. That means I never knew you. That means everything you allowed me to see about you was some fakery, foolery, fuckery. The 3 F's. Fakery, foolery, fuckery. I'm good. I'm good. I hope you guys are good from that as well, because you don't need a repeat of anything that was already done to you. What, so you can confirm? They've already shown you who they are. They've shown you. Believe them the first time. Ooh. I love this. I'm better off alone than in bad company. I mean, to be honest, is being alone that bad? Is it that bad? Are you that bad of a company that you can't be by yourself? And maybe that's what needs to shift. Maybe that's the thing that needs to be heard, right? Maybe that's the thing that we need to come to terms with, is that we are not bad people. We don't have to seek others to validate that we are good. There's something that was once secret. It's going to come forward. Whatever that thing is, you got to clear it away. Clearance. Clear it away. Rinse it off. Dust yourself off. Rinse it off. Spray some rose water, please. I'm just saying, spray some rose water. Spray it. Allow yourself to be moisturized by your decisions. Okay? Really allow yourself to be moisturized by your decisions and just, do you. Okay? Don't let the past creep back into your present. Boom. Michael just said that. Okay. But you could quote me because it came out of my mouth. Don't let the past creep back into your present. Because what's that going to serve you? If it's not going to serve you anything, then it's not necessary. Start intentionally seeking what is necessary. There are some connections for some where maybe something faltered and that connection became disconnected. And that is something that you need, and it's not always romance, you guys. It's not always romance. Maybe this is about recalibrating your perception of which connections are needed and which are optional. Ooh. Oh my God, that's so cutting. This is so cutting. Like, I'd be like, you're optional and I don't choose you as my option. I'm sorry. Oh, that's. I'm just saying. Ooh. It's, you see, I'm saying. Mm, mm-mm. Let me just, let me stop. Let me carry forward. Remembrance in reverse. I think for some people, whoever this person is for you, they're hoping that enough time has passed that you could kind of just like get over it. Get over what? The disrespect, the disregard, the tossing away of someone you allegedly cherished. Except when it came time to hold yourself accountable, I am over it. It being you. Right? I think we have to be very, very clear about what we need to get over. I think what we need to get over is the people who want to get over on us. We have to start playing, we have to stop playing this damsel in distress role where we're presenting ourselves in a way that we think it's softness, but it's being received by others as though we are incompetent. I promise you, we're not incompetent. Okay. Uh-huh. Whoever this is for you, whoever this is for you. I don't necessarily feel that it is a romantic thing. I don't feel like it's a twin flame thing. I feel like this is, you know, it's a cycle that's ended, and it's almost like it's trying to kind of insert itself back in. If it's not the same exact person who you had this issue with, it's probably someone who carries the same essence, the same energy, has the same personality, the same character, all of that, right? So we got to be aware. So this is a type of mindset that does not allow for growth. They're not growing. They haven't been growing. They've been stuck at whatever age of emotional development that they were stunted at. I don't want to vilify people who have struggled with developing their emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. I don't want to vilify that, because let's face it, all of us have that struggle at some point. Many of us have that struggle perpetually. Okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a villain. It just means maybe you need someone in your life that can help bolster you up and help to kind of push you past the threshold that you've been struggling to cross. So that's not necessarily a bad thing to have struggles with emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. That's fine. We all go through that. I think this particular reading is about the people who not only struggle with that, but refuse to acknowledge it, refuse to do anything about it. They are a consummate victim. Like, oh, so and so, no one cares. Sorry. I cannot stand people like that. That's the harsh truth. I can't stand people like that who are consistently like, oh, it's because of people. No, it's you. It's literally you. You are the people. You are doing it to yourself. You are creating these situations. You are looking for people who have the capacity to treat you poorly because you want to be able to go back to your other people and be like, oh my God, look, it's happening again. Knock it off. Knock it off. There are people like me who see right through your bullshit. Knock it off. Just stop. Stop. These are people who not only do they not want to grow, they will attack anyone who has the capacity to point out their lack of growth. They will recruit others to do the same. Be careful about the people who ask you about other people. At some point, they'll ask other people about you. Right? The people who are like, hey, what do you think about? I don't think nothing about them. Yeah, no. I remember I used to be added to group chats often on Facebook when everyone thought I was a pushover. It's true. I am. I am. I'm a pushover. That's why I don't answer emails. And I don't open Messenger because I'm a pushover. I know this. So they used to add me to group chats on Facebook Messenger. And, quite a few of those group chats, I got the distinct sense that people were trying to start drama, right? And they would ask me in particular, like, oh, what do you think about so and so? Did you hear about so and so? No, because I stay in my own lane. As a matter of fact, I feel very uncomfortable about where this conversation is going. I'm just going to excuse myself. Please don't re add me. I'm good. People who can consistently talk about others in groups will eventually talk about you. That's a reality of that type of human hive mind behavior. Quietly observe people's behaviors and notice what they're showing you. because they are showing you what they will eventually do to you. This is the reality of the world we live in. It doesn't have to be the reality that you surround yourself with if you choose to have quality people who have integrity to be your friends. You can choose who are your friends. And just because someone is an acquaintance does not make them your friend. They are someone you know. You are not deemed a friend unless you know what my kids look like. Unless you know exactly how many kids I have, their ages, their favorite stuff, unless they are calling you auntie, see you as family. Yeah, no, no, no. I had to learn the difference between an acquaintance and a friend because it's so easy for people to tell you they love you, they support you, that you are amazing. It's just as easy for them to say that as it is to talk shit about you when your back is turned. There are those, not many, but there are those who have never met my children, don't know how old they are, don't know their favorite things, and they are still basically a friend to me because guess what? Over the years that they've been present during my journey, even when I wasn't around and there was no one who was going to tell me what was happening, they stood up for me. They didn't allow people to just continue with their BS. They got upset because they saw the gravity of what was being attempted and how much of a lie was being spoken because they're good people. It wasn't to show loyalty. It's because they're good people and they say I'm a good person too. I have quite a few people who are like that. Now, it's not a lot. It's not like, triple digits or anything like that. It's just enough. Just enough. I think it's time for us to really cultivate our environment to the degree that we are aware of who is in our environment. Don't be so focused on having as many people as possible so you could feel validated and popular that you don't know who you are sharing space with. It's so important to stop resisting your soul clearing out your space. For many of us, when our soul begins to clear out our space, we start to fight it. We start to think like, oh, how come everyone's leaving me? Did I do something? Like, no, your soul is clearing out your space of the people who are not in alignment. I'm at a point that whenever my soul starts clearing out my space, I'm like, okay. It's okay. You want to walk away? Okay. I hope good things for you. I really hope good things for you. I hope you're happy. And I hope that if our paths ever cross again, that you'd be open to sharing how much goodness has happened for you in my absence. It's just, yeah. I'm no longer waiting until I'm clinging to something with bloody fingernails and beating myself up for being that desperate. I don't know that I've ever been that way. I don't know that I've ever clung to anyone with bloody fingernails. I'm trying to think of a time when I did that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe at some point in my life I did. I can't think of any point. But I also have a faulty memory, so doesn't mean nothing. All right. So your insecurities and your fear, your lack of belief in yourself, that self-doubt is going to cause you to gaslight yourself by saying you need to live with a grateful heart, that you need to be grateful for the people who did these things to you. No, you don't. They didn't grow you. The people who took the opportunity to malign you, to harm you, to be malignant towards you, they did not grow you. They participated or initiated a circumstance that was designed, intended to destroy you. You know why you weren't destroyed? Because you're a badass motherfucker, is why. That's why. Because you're badass, because you're strong, because you chose to pick yourself up. You chose to heal yourself. Give yourself the credit you deserve. Those people who hurt you, all they did was hurt you. They didn't grow you. They didn't cause you to realize things. Well, but Emmy, then why did I go through that? So that you could choose to realize things. That's why. But no, my soul brought them to me. Yeah, your soul brought them to you because your soul knew that they could reach a level of assholery that would hurt you to the degree that you would be triggered enough to choose your growth. You still grew yourself. Don't give the nasty people of the world such an honor as to say they grew you. No. No, they did not. You grew yourself. I was watching this video. Did I download it? It was fabulous. I'm serious. It was fabulous. I watched it a few times. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. I didn't download it. Damn. All right. um it was that woman from Shark Tank. Hold on. I want to see if I maybe hearted it. It's one of the last things I watched last night. What the heck is her name? You know that lady from Shark Tank? She's an older lady. Oh, here. Barbara Corcoran's views on her own rich kids. So, she was talking about something super duper profound. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble for sharing this, but I think it's important what she said. I think it's super important what she said. Okay, let's see. Oh darn it. I can't share it because I don't have Wi-Fi on. Oh, that's fine. She says about how, she has a tendency to not invest in rich kids, right? And she doesn't do this because rich kids have a tendency to have the right schooling, have the right internships, be taught, by the right people. And so they're properly prepared for the task at hand, but they didn't have the struggle that was necessary to build the character and the drive to really fully succeed, right? So they can do the job, but I mean, can they really do the job? And she talks about how kids who have struggled, especially kids who have had someone basically tell them, like, you can't do it, you're not capable of doing it. These are the very people who have something to prove. And she goes on to talk about how her former business partner, when they were, splitting up the business, I guess, he had told her, "You'll never make it without me." And that was the sole driving force that caused her to succeed to the degree that she did. I know a lot of what I've succeeded through, what I've more than just survived through, I've succeeded and entered into a space of thriving, was because someone at some point told me that I couldn't, told me passionately how little they believed in me and how much they vilified me. And that alone, that knowing alone that someone doesn't want me to exist in a space where you can witness me publicly, I guess you could say my desire to every day exist as a hearty fuck you is part of what causes me to have the drive to be publicly visible almost every day. Yeah. So if you don't want me to succeed, kindly just shut your mouth. Because the moment you start speaking is the moment you hand me the fuel to rise even higher. And if you can see your life and the challenges that people have brought you consistently in the way that I choose to see my life and utilize those challenges, every time someone talks shit to me, that's an invitation to prove you that much more wrong. I'm totally the person where, especially in like in-person interactions, um, the moment that I get a sense that you've already committed yourself to not liking me and you don't even know me, I'm going to go out of my way. You're going to love me by the time I'm done talking to you. You're going to love me to the degree that you don't stop talking about me, and it's going to annoy the people in your life. I'm known to do that. Why? Because who's going to stop me? Who's going to stop me from functioning as a quantum anomaly that I am? Not a single person. Because that would mean that you have some type of authority or dominion over me. And unfortunately, I disagree. And until I agree, you don't have any control over me. Right? I'm tired of people talking shit to me and who try to have control over my life and who get in my business. Why is that? Because you allow it. That happened to me when I allowed it. There is something within the way you carry yourself that welcomes that type of treatment and behavior. Now, I want to be clear. That doesn't mean I believe you deserve that. That doesn't mean I believe you're trying to victimize yourself. That means I'm being very, very honest with you in my understanding of why these things happen. People don't do that to me anymore. Why? Because they know there are very steep consequences for you trying to do that shit to me. Most likely, what will happen is you will be forever cut out of my life. And you will regret that. I have yet to meet a person that I've cut out of my life who doesn't regret being cut out of my life. I know it sounds cocky, but it's the truth. It's the truth because I'm genuinely a good person. I literally have yet to meet a person who got cut out of my life and isn't so beyond bitter because they thought they had it like that with me. Mm-hmm. So if people are consistently talking shit to you, who are consistently trying to control you, who are trying to get all up in your business all the time, you have to begin examining what parts of you and your character are you allowing to be a vulnerability in a negative way. You will come across people who will attempt to exploit the most beautiful parts of you because they don't understand those parts are strengths. They see them as weaknesses. Case in point, a lot of the people who tried to do that shit to me, they saw my kindness and my generosity, my genuine concern as a weakness. They saw it as a point of exploitation, a way to get in, to use me, to build an audience off of me, and all of this shit. I might have let you do it then when I agreed to, when I participated in it. Where are you now? Where are you now? Oh, you thought because you had an association with me that suddenly you have this massive platform, you're gonna what? Be me? I'm a demonologist and I do exorcisms for a living. Bitch, please. You'll never be me. I'm saying. And maybe it's this thing of like, because a large portion of the work that I do day in and day out is dealing with demonic things and removing them from people's fields, because live streams are not my day job. This is me processing life with all of you, my community. Live streams are me processing life. My day job, I'm literally an exorcist. I do exorcisms. That's what a parasitic extraction is. I understand to the utmost degree demonic behaviors. And once upon a time, I used to really struggle with allowing myself to accept when someone is just flat out demonic. Attempting to control others is a demonic behavior. Forcing your will upon another is demonic behavior. Punishing someone for not agreeing with you and living life the way you live is demonic behavior. These are all the hallmarks of what a demon does. When you try and vilify someone because they don't eat the same food as you, that's demonic behavior. When you're all up in someone else's business all the time, because what, you think they're incompetent, you think they're incapable because, you think you're so much superior. That's how demons think. That's how demons think. Quite possibly my most highly developed skill is demonic extraction. So when I say I understand demonic behaviors, trust me, I understand demonic behaviors. I can identify demonic behaviors and demonic energy instantly. There are some people where you guys are probably like, damn, Hemi just went off on that person. What the hell just happened? Demons. The only reason I would be immediately averse to an individual is because they got some massive demonic shit going on in their energetic field. I'm not reactive to the person, I'm reactive to the energy. And for those who have been with me for quite some time, you see this time and time again, like, that person probably need an extraction. I don't just get snarky with people for no reason. I don't. Yeah, I get snarky with people when I have a reason. I'm not justifying it, I'm explaining it. So it's this thing of really allowing yourself to see that you have the capacity to understand what others' intentions are, but you don't want to believe it. I still go through the same thing. I don't want to believe that so and so is doing this and that because it's like, no. But are they? Yeah. Okay. So then just accept that they are. And then make a decision based on what you've accepted as a reality, as a factual observation of the individual. I think too many of us have been just really foregoing our resiliency, right? You think you don't have the ability to recover, to bounce back, to rebound, or any of that. You see this card? You see all of that? That's parasitic infiltration of your new growth. You are carrying the belief structures of a parasitic mindset. All she has to do is let go of that rope and stand up. Your back will stop hurting. That parasitic load will fall right off you. Part of the reason why most people cannot remove their own parasites is because it is so intertwined with their disbelief in themselves, their self-doubt, their self-loathing, that it becomes a part of their character, a part of their personality, the parasitic thing. And so they become afraid to let go of that. It's a crutch. And it takes your belief in me to supersede your disbelief in yourself in order to remove that. There's obviously much more nuanced things that have to go on, but that's the basis of it. That is the basis of clearing this out from your life. Assessing in reverse. Something doesn't want you to see clearly, even in the darkest of nights. It doesn't want you to be able to see what's being attempted. So that's what this is. That's what this is. That's what I'm missing. So it's not about a friend. It's about how people and specific types of personalities are being used to influence you in a negative manner. Ooh, you know what that means? You're probably like, oh my God, why is she suddenly excited? What? That means you're at the cusp of achieving something profound. That's the only time they'll try this hard. When you're at the cusp of achieving something super profound and reaching a higher level of dimensional consciousness awareness, they're going to fight so hard to try and drag you back down, because once you pass that threshold, you know what happens? They can't access you anymore. The way creation is structured, there are layers and levels to things. It's a stair-step creation. And because of that stair-step creation and the organization factor of it, there are membranes that act as magnetic repulsion zones. They keep the spheres of consciousness separate. You can't enter the next harmonic if you don't have the key pass. You're about to level up. You're about to reach a level of growth that will make you untouchable to the things that have, to this point, absolutely tormented you. That's beautiful. That's an achievement. You're accomplishing quantum growth, a type of growth that's so profound you're not even realizing you're growing. That makes me so happy for you. I'm not even joking. That's like, keep going. Keep going. Keep going, keep grinding away at that. That's the only way to sharpen your sword. Right? See, people think they need all of the technical tools to sharpen their swords. Do it with a rock and some water. You never seen Aboriginal peoples doing that? You don't watch Nat Geo? I watch tons of documentaries. It's ridiculous. I love it. I love learning about other cultures, other regions, histories, things like that. And it's taught me a lot of bushcrafting skills. I'm telling y'all, bitches, give me a buck knife and leave me in the wilderness. I won't be out of the wilderness in 2 weeks. I will stay there. I will live there. Stop. Mhm. All right. Fear. See, look. See that? That's something really, really yucky, trying to convince you to stay in a space of smallness, trying to convince you that you belong in a cage, trying to convince you that all of their foolery, see all these birds attached to strings, right? They're trying to convince you that your messages from soul are messages from soul when really they're not. Ah, it gives me a headache dealing with people like that. Like people who are trying to convince me about shit. Like, if it doesn't resonate, just stop because I'm not going to believe it. If it doesn't resonate as truth for me, you are not going to convince me that it is my truth. I had someone who was trying, I've had several people just, I've had several people try and convince me that, they're my unrecognized twin flame. I promise you, you're not. I promise you, you're not. Like, I don't resonate with you in any way, shape, or form. No, you're not. My stalker, the violent one from Switzerland, uh, for like, I don't know how long it was. It was a couple years. Um, he's super trying to convince me that he's Jesus Christ and I'm Mary Magdalene and that he's my twin flame and that we belong together. You're not my type. You're not. You're disgusting. Very disgusting. Just the grossest. If people have to try and convince you something, no. 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 Just a big fat no. Overstuffed. No. Pleasure in reverse. Mm. Are you mistaking pleasure and pain? Like, is there a sensory struggle where you're confusing pain for love? Where, like, you think a trauma bond is a genuine bond. A trauma bond is when you use a traumatic event to bond with someone who has either a similar experience to you or experienced that trauma with you. Right? Um, an example of this is when people are done dirty by one individual and like they didn't know each other until that one individual gave them that commonality where it's like, oh my God, they did that to you too. Oh my God, they did that to me. Oh, what about, did they ever do this, and this to you? Yes. Oh my God, they did that to me too. And it's like, oh, now you're bonding. See, those types of bonds have a tendency to be trauma bonds. And you're probably like, but no, destiny brought you together. No, stop lying to yourself. Stop. I'm extra savage today. Slow down. Stop giving me so much stuff to be savage over. I'm saying, okay, stop. A trauma bond is very unhealthy. You know why? Because what at first seems healthy and seems like now you have this common ground and like, oh my God, look what you guys are bonding through together and you empower each other. At some point, one of you will be ready to move beyond the wound, right? One of you will be ready to move beyond the wound, but see the other one who isn't ready and is still identifying as the wound, they will continue to sabotage your healing, your growth, and your exit out of that nasty, toxic space. They'll keep you trapped there. See, look, look, look. No, you can't get out because the world is not safe. We're we're soulmates. We're twin flames. You can't do this without me. You need me. Bitch, please. Please. What? I can't do it without you. Okay. I maybe need to eat breakfast because I'm being a little extra savage today. I just stop. Acceptance in reverse. So there are going to be people who are going to hear all of this savagery just spewing from my mouth. I'm sorry in advance. Okay. I'm just, Marlene started it. She's fucking talking all this shit to me. Well, she wasn't talking shit. She was just talking. And I felt like it was shit. So she wasn't talking shit, but she was. Anyways, she got me all riled up because I felt like this was going to be another twin flame reading. And turns out it's not. What? It's not a twin flame reading. This is you need to hear this so you can heal. You need to heal this. Acceptance in reverse. Finding it very difficult to accept the reasoning behind the resonance with the things I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure for quite a few of you, you're like, how did I not see this? It's okay. Sometimes we don't want to see, sometimes we can't see, whatever. It's okay. It's literally okay. You're in your process, and this is the next part of your process, and you're going to figure out what to do with this information, how to move forward, what decisions to make, what options to choose, who should and should not be allowed to remain within your inner circle, within your inner sanctum. You'll figure all that out. This reading is really just to get you to the place of realization, right? So life will be an adventure if you let it unfold from within. Right. That internal unfoldment. It reminds me of a sacred yoni, to be honest. That sacred yoni. Ooh. Ooh. That's deep. So, okay, I'm like, it reminds me of a sacred yoni. Obviously, a yoni is a vagina, if you're not aware. And Michael was like the sacredness of the processes that we as human beings enter into with zero thought, zero awareness. It's this thing of needing to remind you that at certain times, the yoni will bleed, yet not be wounded. And that bleeding is not indicative of an injury, but instead is indicative of the cycle of fertility. You are being positioned, poised to create. I'm saying. Life will be an adventure if you let it unfold from within. If you allow yourself to unfold, to unbox all of that creative energy, that Shakti, oh my gosh, you know how powerful that is? So then maybe it's this message of you're entering into a Shakti stage where you're generating enough energy, enough frequency to begin really loading your manifestation templates. Whatever you fixate on is what you will manifest. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's that saying, right? Confront the things that scare you the most. So the blockages, those are the things you need to confront. The things that you need to confront are the things that have created blockages. The blockages are there because you're like trying to partition yourself from, you're trying to create that separation. And as you create that separation, it creates a congealing of that frequency. This message is getting real deep. Replace ignorance by studying spiritual teachings, but it's in reverse. Ooh. Is the message from your soul that you are ignorant of your own spirituality and you are bypassing your process by immersing yourself into the externalized teachings of others. A large portion of spiritual teachings, including very, very ancient esoterica, was disseminated by Thoth. You didn't know. That's an issue because Thoth got his information from the transcriptions that he forced the priests and priestesses to do of the CDT plates. And the problem there is that the priests and priestesses, he's unaware, he didn't know. The priests and priestesses that were doing the transcribing in the halls of Amenti, the chamber beneath the Sphinx, they were special ops. He didn't know. He didn't know. And so they were instructed, they're shape-shifting. He was in, they were, I don't know why it cracks me up. He thought he was slick. But he wasn't. He didn't know. They were instructed to go ahead and transcribe, and to transcribe about 70 to 80% of it in an inverted manner. So there was enough truth that Thoth, during his most basic levels of understanding, he assumed all of it was truth. And then he didn't realize, and that's what he disseminated. That's what he spread through various civilizations. He utilized the stargates. Okay. I'm getting too far into that. I don't know if you'll find information on this online. I don't know. I don't know how many people know this. I'm telling you, my foolery and fuckery has extended eons. I've been a troll my whole existence. That was like the ultimate trolling, though. Bitch thought he got the accurate stuff. No, baby boo. He didn't. He didn't. Fuck you, Toad. I don't care. Yeah, no, he didn't. Oops. Don't disregard how much you actually know. Sometimes you will come across sometimes you will come across information that is very valid, very accurate. That's rare, though. That's rare. And you'll be able to feel the resonance within you when you come across that type of information. You'll feel it, upper chakras, not the lower. Oh, this looks like. Ooh, okay. Wish others wealth and happiness, yours will come too. It's in reverse. This is a manipulation. Wish others wealth and happiness, yours will come too. Those people who will wish goodness for others because they're trying to manipulate the system, it doesn't work that way. You can't fake your way into being a good person. You actually have to choose to be a good person or not. See, creation doesn't go by what you say. Creation goes by the way you exist, your energy and the layers that are created from that energy. The way those layers are aligned, the axiotonal spin, all of that is factored in. The axiotonal spin, there's a grid work that exists, right? And this grid work, it has to be rotated a certain number of degrees. So it starts like this, and the next level can't be like this. It'll fall through. So it has to be rotated a certain number of degrees so that it sits just right, and it creates the framework, the lattice work of creation. And you run that frequency through, and it creates the flashline sequencing, which then becomes the templates, which then becomes your morphogenetic existence, right? That's why some people will say that the world we live in is a quasi reality, that it's a holographic projection of our consciousness. And you're like, but things are solid. How can it be a holograph? Because their holograms are not solid. Well, it's based on perception. Your apartheid filters, as they're calibrated on the outside of your shield, depending on the coding, that will give you the perception of an individuated existence, that will give you a sense that you are autonomous and separate. So pretending that you're something you're not, pretending you're a good person when you're not, what you identify becomes who you are, right? But if you're only pretending, then that still makes you a fraud. So you can be a bad person who's now choosing to live in a good way, and eventually that makes you a good person. It doesn't negate the bad that you did before that decision, but it ensures that everything you do after the decision makes you into a good person. The things that are part of your history are part of your history, and it creates a ripened understanding, inner, under, and overstanding of self and soul. And that will affect your future function. So a lot of what's going on right now is this attempt to affect your future function. The entire universe manifests out of awareness, but it's in reverse. So it's a lack of awareness. Everything you're living through is a manifestation of your lack of awareness, your ignorance of your ability to co-create situations. Is that where we feel imposter syndrome? What do you mean? Imposter syndrome is when you have these psychological struggles, psychological blockages, I'd say, that cause you to lack the willingness to accept the gravity of who you are. So you put yourself in situations where you are surrounded by people who will validate your fear of your lack. You'll go around the people who have no problem tearing you down. Call upon the guardians of our psychic energy. Oh. It's just fascinating. You have a vessel with lotus, you have a sword, you have a fish, and you have a book with a fire. The four guardians are your four understandings in the four directions. Understanding that maybe for you, you thrive in a space of chaos, in a space of muck. There is richness in that muck. Purity is not about aesthetics. Purity is about purity. So within your vessel is the muck that causes your lotus to bloom. You have the capacity to defend yourself if you so choose. You have the capacity to feed yourself, to nurture yourself if you so choose. You have the passion to learn, to know, to acquire the knowledge that's necessary that will then eventually be applied and become the wisdom that will set you free if you so choose. Your skills are the gifts that you can share with others after you first share it with yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So, Andaran activation and the trap. Be careful. I'm not saying Andarans are bad. I'm saying be careful of the people who are utilizing terms that they probably don't even understand the gravity and the history of those things to entrap you, to ensnare you. There are many people, trust me, I know quite a few, or I once upon a time knew quite a few, who spend hours upon hours upon hours of each day seeking information and terms in order to appear elevated above you. Fakers. They can't really do what they're claiming they can do. They can't, because they don't have the understanding that's necessary. They don't have the abilities that are necessary to do what they claim. These are influencers, right? I'm not saying all influencers. I'm saying these are people who function as an influencer. They're attempting to influence you in order to monetize off of you. Isn't that what you do, Emmy? No, I'm not an influencer. You say that again, hush your mouth. I'm not an influencer. I'm not here to influence you. I'm here to speak boldly and then let you figure out what to do with that. I'm not here to try and cultivate your opinion or perception. You do what you think is right for you. Don't let these faking ass people trick you into believing you're less than what you actually are. Okay? Because in order for them to have some type of dominion over you, you have to believe their storyline that they're somehow superior to you. I promise you, with everything that I know, I'm sure you can teach me something I don't know. I'm sure if you were to choose to share a life experience with me, you can help further refine my perception of my own life and my own experiences. I can benefit from your presence as much as you can benefit from mine in your life. This is a space of equality. Don't get it twisted. Just because I believe in equality in that way and in diversification, that doesn't mean I will tolerate fuckery. Fuck out of here with that. I will accept you for the asshole you are outside of my space. I'm serious. Yo, your girl needs to be fed. I'm saying. I think I'm getting hungry. Natural endings, but it's in reverse. Things are not naturally going to end. The moment you get sucked into these types of cycles and situations with people who like and thrive in those types of things, you're going to have to choose for that to end. Right? You're going to have to choose for it to end. It's not going to just end. You're going to have to choose to exit. You're going to have to choose to not participate, not these are people who are going to try and suck you back in, right? Because really they have nothing without your participation, right? So it's just one of those things where it's like when I say without your participation, I'm not talking about just ignoring it. There was this one girl who started so much shit. I haven't forgotten you. I haven't forgotten what you did. So there was this one girl who started so much shit, right? And she went around and actively looked for people to befriend so that she could talk shit about me to them and encourage them to then attack me, right? Which these are people, I didn't even know these people. And you're probably like, well, tell us the whole story. What did you do? I functioned as a mom for her. When I got tired of her shit, I got quiet and she freaked out. That's what I did. That's what I did. The thing that I did wrong there was I saw her toxicity and I still loved on her as though she was my child because I thought I could love her into wholeness. You can't fucking love a demon into being a non-demon. That's right, bitch. I called you a fucking demon whore. I'm saying, okay? Disprove it. Disprove it. Right? You can't. So that's what she was doing. And I was allowing it because I was under the impression that I was supposed to simply be quiet and ignore it. And eventually it will go away. And it didn't go away. I withdrew my participation by doing a live stream where I named people by name. Like, you, this is what's going on. I feel sorry for you. These are your issues. They are not mine. You did this, this, and this. You want the attention? There you go. You? Oh, you keep making posts? Tag me in the post so you're not going to appear so sneaky. Just tag me in the post. We all know you're talking about me. It's all good. I'm not hurt. I'm sad. I'm sad for all of you who are participating in this because guess what? I see your potential and believe in that potential more than you do. And I don't understand why you're wasting your time on me. Who the fuck am I, anyways? That's how I withdrew my participation. Oh, you best believe their whole crew was up. They were in an uproar. These were people who were systematically cyberbullying me, who had my accounts completely scrubbed off Facebook. Why? Because they got a taste of my life, of my energy, of my goodness. It wasn't enough for me to share myself. They needed me to be removed so that they could be me. You can never be me. And they saw my kindness and my patience, my understanding of people's psychology, and they used that as a justification. They thought it was a weakness. They thought it was a weakness because I'm nice. You think it's weak? I myself know that's not a weakness. I choose to be soft. I choose to be loving. I choose to exist full of grace. Yeah, scrubbed like it never existed. Thousands of hours of live streams that could have benefited people because I was talking about really profound stuff during that period. It was a very momentous stage of profound growth for me. All of that was scrubbed. Yeah. So what did I learn there? Because that wasn't the only time that cycle started. Remember earlier, someone was like, people keep doing this kind of stuff to me. Why? I don't understand. I was like, because you're allowing it. I'm speaking from experience. I allowed it. I'm not saying it's my fault. I'm saying my part in that is that I allowed it. I allowed people to create this very fictitious perception of me that I am weak and that you can take advantage of me. And now, do people be fucking with me like that? No, because I will claw the fucking shit out of you. Leave me in my peace. Let me be salty in my own space. I'm not fucking with no one. I'm not doing anything to anyone. Leave me be in my own salty ass waters. And now people know this. People see me for the totality that I am, and they know you fuck around with that one, you're going to definitely find out. Just let her keep being silly and weird and stay out of her way because she doesn't exit her lane. She just stays in her lane and does her own thing. Does that mean you have to create a caricature of these aspects of you that have the capacity to be your voice when you're losing your voice? No. It means be authentic and know that whatever parts of you that come forward are the parts that are necessary. Those are the parts that are necessary. And I think at this point, because I'm no longer hiding aspects of me that are powerful, I think people really do a quadruple take on whether or not they should fuck around and find out. Because now, like, no, that's not me no more. When I say that, I don't mean that I'm no longer a nice person. I mean, that's not all I am. Single faceted? No, no. I will speak up. I will speak boldly. I will speak to your face boldly. You see, these people who do these things to you, they can never say these things in front of you. They can never even say these things around you. They are the fakest fuckers ever. They will be the nicest to your face, but behind your back, they're talking all this shit. I don't care. As long as you know your place is behind me. As long as you recognize I'm at the forefront. Now, it's not a race. That's just my proper place. I will be leading myself out of those toxic environments, out of those toxic connections. I will not have any shame or any hesitation. If you want to ask me, if you want to try and get me on a live stream and call me out on a live, we do it public. I don't give a fuck. We'll do it public. I'll answer you public. You sure you want me to answer that? Don't fucking ask me shit that you're going to be embarrassed for the answer. I will answer that shit publicly. I used to be like, oh, can you please privately message me? No, not these days. You want to ask me a question publicly? We'll answer it publicly. She's not going to put me in no spot. I have no shame about any of my decisions and actions because I hold myself to a ridiculous level of integrity, especially when no one is watching. Especially when no one is watching. So what do I have to be ashamed of? Oh, people might not understand. It's not for them to understand or not understand. It's not. So live your life. Allow yourself to really, really hear what is being said today, right? Allow yourself to really, really, really hear it. What parts do you need to hear? I don't know. I don't know what you're going through. I'm not here as an authority. I'm here as someone just like you, except I lived through what you were living through a little bit before you. Why? Well, so that I could come to an understanding and share it with you when it was time to. That's all. There's nothing elevated about me. There's nothing that causes me to be so far removed from where you're at. I'm struggling just like you. Not even joking. I have the intrusive thoughts just like you. Her name is Marlene. I'm sorry, Marlene. You know I love you, girl. Anywho, new dimensions in reverse. You don't need to go to a different space within yourself. You need to go to center. At center point, you can access all of your energy. All of it. Right? Warrior spirit in reverse. Stop. 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 This reading is not about going to war with other people. This reading is about retracting your energy, pulling it back so there's no more war that can be fought, at least not without your consent. Yeah. I had another person who was like, oh, Emmy tosses people. Oh, she changes people like she changes her underwear. She just tosses people to the side. Okay, first off, bitch, I thought you didn't like me. Why are you upset that I'm not there? Second off, I have a nerve issue. I don't wear underwear. I wear long johns. I'm not joking. I wear long johns. So what's your point? Well, because she couldn't maintain the attention she needed without me participating. She needed me to be pitted against her so that she could try and turn people against me. And I'm over here like, whatever, believe what the fuck you want. You don't like me? Go follow her. I don't care. I mean, I don't, what? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? You wanted that? Have that. Have the whole fucking platform. I don't care. I literally didn't care. Have the entirety of Facebook. Go for it. Go for it, boo. Go for it. What's that to me? And then nothing could happen after that. Why? Well, you want to talk shit? Go ahead. You want to convince people? Go ahead. I'm not tripping. I know who I am. I know what I did, which was be a friend. That's all I was, a friend. We have to understand the limitations of what our friendships can do for other people. Some people are just so damaged by their own perception of themselves that your kindness and your words and your love and your friendship and your loyalty and all of these other things that you think will help heal them doesn't even touch the outer edges of that wound. So that was a very profound thing for me to learn. Just kind of let people be who they are. And the people that I'm meant to help, they will find their way to me and I will help them to the degree that I'm supposed to help them, which I don't know what degree that is. And then we will carry on. And that is life. And it's a beautiful thing. It's something I now embrace where I'm not holding on to anything. I'm not holding on to anyone. I'm kind of just being, right? And as you allow yourself to just be, you're no longer trying to partition off the parts of you that you're afraid to witness. And so the less you partition, the less you will have blockages. The less blockages you have, the more your energy and abundance will flow. Galactic heritage in reverse. Mm. I think a lot of what's happening is the externalization. Externalization of an internal process requires projection. And that process of projecting into your environment, things get convoluted. It becomes distorted. So careful of that. You have to process the internal internally. You have to address the external externally because there's a lot of compression that occurs and that compression leads to the pixelization. It leads to a decrease in the quality of your clarity, right? So there's a lot of things that I will address within myself, not because I'm secretive, not because I'm incapable of trusting people enough to allow them to help me, but because that's where it belongs internally. And there are people in my life who exist within me. There are people in my life who exist within me. And it's this thing of like, because they're within me and they can see clearly even the things that I struggle to communicate verbally, they then are positioned to assist me with an internal circumstance as they live inside me. I don't know if that makes sense. People who are in my circle exist in my center. These are the people who I feel day in and day out. People who I don't have to explain the whys of why I've been silent. They know. Because as much as I feel them, they also feel me. Stop being afraid to face your life. There will be people who will try and shame you for the way you process your life, for the way you cope, for the ways in which you try and accommodate other people's wounds by not allowing yourself to be seen as a burden. Whatever your process is, it's gotten you to this point. It's valid. But here's the thing. Are you happy at this point? Because as valid as those processes are, as valid as your decisions of how to cope are, they are inefficient. And all it's done is kept you treading water and you're cramping. I'm here to tell you, you're a mermaid. Deep water is where you belong. You won't drown. Allow yourself to find your depth. And within that depth is all the truth you've been seeking outside of yourself. Everything you need is inside you. You are not lacking anything. Yeah, okay. You live paycheck to paycheck? Most people do. You don't have a budget for expensive trips? It's okay. You don't need expensive trips. You don't have a fancy wardrobe? That's fine. Who are you trying to impress? Or you don't own your house? Yeah, most people don't. So, what else do you want to bring up that causes you to feel like you're lacking? Well, I don't have any friends. Oh, you mean you lack the capacity to maintain fake connections with fake people? Beautiful. That's beautiful. I lived much of my life thinking I don't have any friends. But the reality is, none of those people that I was trying to be friends with were actually friends. And I couldn't bring myself to fake it. And so rather than seeing it for what it was, me being a person incapable of maintaining fake connections with fake people, I convinced myself it's because I'm incapable of having friends. No, it's because I kept trying to be part of environments I didn't belong in. That's why. And when I finally allowed myself to exit out of those environments and enter into my proper place within my life, I literally woke up one day and was like, oh my God, I have a whole community. Oh, you guys are awesome. Seriously, that's how it played out. And I was like, when did this happen? Well, I wasn't paying attention because I was so withdrawn into myself. There's something beautiful about the people who, while you're in the process of self destructing, they see exactly the beauty that you are. They see it, and it's not that they're ignoring this very graphic display of self destruction. They're not ignoring that. They're understanding that it's part of the process of a phoenix rising. And instead of seeing you as a phoenix rising, as some type of commodity or, some type of novelty, they see you as something so necessary. In a world so cold, do you understand the gravity of a phoenix that burns? The type of warmth she willingly gives her environment just by existing. The gravity of that. And of course, because of the gravity of it, you'll come across many, many people who will seek to capture you, who will seek to turn you into some type of commodity, some type of chattel. As a phoenix, you don't need their permission to burn brighter. As a phoenix, they are defenseless when you choose to sit on the bridge and watch it burn. I'm saying. Do you need to be destructive as a phoenix? Or do you need to just allow your community to surround you and offer them the warmth that exists because of your existence? And as they are thankful for your presence, you are equally thankful for theirs. Because suddenly you're not alone and you're not a commodity. You're simply among your people. It's a beautiful thing when you let life do what it does, which is take away the unnecessary and insert what is. Life has a beautiful way of doing that. But see, we have these preconceived notions of how life is supposed to be, what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to have. And it becomes really, really messed up. we then exit out of space of healing. Arcturians are master healers. Yes, they are. That is my primary filtering before this life, Arcturus. Judgment in reverse. When you lived your life upside down for so long, the way you judge things will also be upside down. You know how you fix that? Sit right side up. Sit right side up and allow yourself to see clearly the life that you are living. Not so you could shame yourself, but so that you could get a good look at the life that you're living. Are you happy with that life? No? Okay. Do the changes that will make you happy. It's not someone else's job to make you happy. It's not my husband's job to make me happy. It's his proper place to witness and share in happiness with me. It is not my job to make him happy. It is my proper place to witness his life unfolding and to share these happy moments together. It's not someone's job to make you happy. It is not someone else's job to maintain your peace. Allow your internal flame, your sacred flame, to be ignited from within. Allow yourself to utilize this shift. You got to write yourself back up and shift. Shift 1 degree at a time, okay? Recognize the spaces that lack efficiency within your life. Is it a perception? Is it a behavior? Is it an individual? Is it a workspace? Is it a friendship? Is it a romance? What is it that's not efficient? What is it that's causing you to expend more fuel than is necessary? These are all the ways in which many of us are upside down. We've become very stiff. We've chosen to no longer allow ourselves to stretch. We've become very, very stiff in our expectations of ourselves, of our lives, of other people. Stretch. It's simple. Just stretch. Stretch. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Preservation in reverse. You make all these decisions to protect your inner child to the degree that you're no longer actually living. Your inner child is your stored inner potential. What do you need to protect potential from? What you need to do is access that potential and begin to learn how to properly, efficiently, and responsibly harness it. All this potential that I have to do quantum level work. What would have happened to my life, to your life, had I not held the hand of my inner child and allowed myself to be publicly visible, something I'm deathly afraid of? People think I'm this extrovert. I'm not. I'm very introverted in real life. What would have happened to my life and yours had I chosen to listen to everyone? Do you know how many people were telling me that I was wasting my life, wasting my intelligence, wasting my potential by not entering into the allopathic field of medicine? People who knew nothing about me. People who I hid my potential from my entire life. And those were the people I was supposed to listen to? The people who I didn't even feel safe being myself around? That's who I needed to listen to? You know what it took for me to finally begin listening to myself? Do you know what it took? Do you want me to tell you what it took? Michael broke my brakes to my RV. It was already an old RV. He broke my brakes and stranded me in a mountain town. Yep. The day we got stranded in the parking lot, our first day being stuck in a parking lot, freak snowstorm. Ain't that some shit? Yep. I remember being so cold it hurt to my bones. Yeah. I remember being so cold that despite the fact there were so many of us in the RV and everyone was kind of just gathered around each other, and I had all the blankets on me, and I even asked my husband to lay on me, I couldn't warm up. And I remember even though we had that struggle, I still refused to let my fire burn. It took me being stuck in a parking lot for 5.5 months before I finally held hands with my inner child and allowed just the tip of the pinky of that potential to be witnessed by others. Mm-hmm. I love this. Ben says, as it turns out, I was only hiding my potential for myself all those years till I chose not to. As much as you want to play normal, the people around you see that you're not. And that's something you should celebrate, not be ashamed of. Balance will be restored. Your brilliance will be returned. The way you shine, all of that, beautiful. Allow yourself to shine. Form an alliance between the self and the soul, no one else. Form an alliance between the self and the soul, no one else. Okay? You feel like you can't trust anyone, you feel like this, you feel like that, you feel like you need people to, you need some mega super group to protect you from the big bad wolf of I don't know what. Yeah. I think that's just life begging you to dive inwards, to stop projecting out into your environment all this energy that is expended on others and inconsequential things, and instead utilize that. Utilize it for your growth, for your healing. Life has a beautiful way of giving you exactly what you need when you need it. Had I not been stranded, I don't know that I would have chosen this. I don't know that I would have been as present as I am. I don't know that any of you would have known me at all. Had I not been stranded, and on top of that, someone who had been, I thought, a good friend for a couple of years already via Facebook. And he was always so sweet. Always so sweet, so respectful to everyone. And then one day we had a private conversation, I believe it was, about how he had a parasitic latching. And something told me, no, don't do that for free. You have to tell him to book a session. And so I did. during a period where I like just it wasn't even a case of undervaluing the work that I do. It was a case of not valuing it at all. And I remember for the first time ever, someone so viciously publicly attacked me. It was him. Talked all this shit to me. Tagged me in it too. And it's like, where is this even coming from? I've been nothing but a friend to you. Like, and it was that moment that I came to realizations. Yeah, we were stranded in a parking lot, but my husband was still working. He was working a full-time job. We didn't have enough to fix the brakes, but we always had enough to eat. We always had enough for whatever our kids needed. And it was this thing of, wait, you mean to say my kids are going day in and day out with minimal interaction with their father who is fucking exhausted working so that I could do all this shit for free to ungrateful motherfuckers? That was the moment. Never again. Your gifts are meant to care for you as much as you use it to care for others. Never again will I return to that space. Never again will I allow my husband to be gone 9, 10 hours of the day so that I can do all of this for people who don't even appreciate it for free. No. No. Absolutely not. My gifts are to take care of me as much as I use it to take care of others. And that is what you need to begin accepting and embracing about yourself. You are a gift first unto yourself before you share that gift out with others. It's not about becoming rich. I am nowhere near rich. I don't care. It's not about becoming rich. It's about having richness of love for self, richness of love for your life, and allowing only that which you find valuable for your peace and your growth to be allowed to exist with you. Allow yourself to shift and expand. Allow yourself to become the greatest expression of what you were designed to be. Whatever that is, you don't need to know it in advance. You don't need to know all the ins and outs and read all the manuals and all the whatever it is you think you need to do. No, you simply need to exist in your most authentic state with no hesitation and no shame. We look for people to teach us how to be who we are. People who've never even seen the true gravity of our shine. I don't think they'll be able to teach you that. I know I can't. All I can do is simply allow myself to shine and invite you to shine as well. No one can teach you who to be, how to be. Only you know that. So allow yourself to know and allow yourself to apply it. Okay? I'm going to go eat. I feel my irritation rising for no damn reason outside of I need some calories. I hope today's talk is something that creates resonance within you. Not because I said it, but because you're being triggered to remember how powerful you are within your own life. You're being triggered to remember to choose to use your consent intentionally, powerfully. That's how you change your life, with intention, and energy applied. That's how you change your life. That's how you exit out of the programs that have caused you to believe that who you are at your core is not enough, cannot be accepted. All of that is a lie. The only reason you're not accepted in your environment is because you choose to be in an environment that cannot accept you. Why would I choose that, Emmy? Well, because it would justify you not accepting yourself. It all boils down to you. I see you for exactly what you are. A mirror of different aspects of the lives that I've lived within this singular life. Allow yourself to move forward. Allow yourself to grow. Allow for your expansion. Allow for your awareness. Allow it all. Allow it all. And see the beauty that occurs when you begin to allow. So, guys, I'm going to go eat before I bite your heads off. No, I'm not a cannibal. No, 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 no. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm not sure, but I might be doing expedites later today. I might. I might. If I do, I'll be live at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be doing readings, energy work, all of that stuff. Maybe we'll do past life readings. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love you guys. Bye, everyone.